from Rasoi Tatva. I come from a family of spice traders, a 100-year-old legacy. हम रसोई तत्व में वी कीप अ वाइड वैरायटी ऑफ स्पाइसेस जो आपको अपने घर में इस्तेमाल हो सकते हैं टू क्रिएट अ होलसम एंड टेस्टी फूड फॉर योर फैमिली. आवर मोटो रसोई तत्व इज प्रीटी सिंपल. हम जो हमारे घर में इस्तेमाल करते हैं, जो हम हमारे घर में खाते हैं, वही हम बेचते हैं. What is not fit for our consumption is not meant for sale.
That's wonderful. That's really true. In fact, I have the whole range of Rasoi Tatva now, and I swear by it because she's right. If you can't consume it, then you shouldn't sell it. But going back to what we are doing today, we are making butter chicken. I think every non-vegetarian wants to have that calorie ho, nahi ho, it doesn't matter, right? We love it.
Wholesome.
Yeah, and some naan along with it, right? So we are going to show you how we make the marination for the butter chicken with just 3 ingredients. Chicken, of course, some dahi, and the butter chicken masala. Shrishti, why don't you show them the butter chicken masala? Yes.
This is the butter chicken masala for and उसमें हमने whole spices भी इस्तेमाल किए, so you can see a little bit of green cardamom.
Yes, green cardamom.
You can use you have black peppercorns also, so it adds a little bit of richness and adds a little bit of flavor also to the spice.
Wonderful. So what we are doing now is I'm taking around 300 grams of breast piece of chicken and I have chopped it, and let me show you how easy it is to do the marination of butter chicken with our products. Will you help me add a few spoons of it? As you can see, we are only using these products, and I'm going to put this into the refrigerator for approximately 1 hour. You can refrigerate it longer, but at least 1 hour for all this spice to get soaked into the chicken and becomes really yummy. So let's keep this in the fridge and we will show you the main recipe now. Alright, so let's begin now with making the gravy for our delicious butter chicken. What we need is something that is very regularly available in your homes. We are looking at onion, tomato, ginger garlic paste, some green chilies as per your taste, however spicy you want it. I'm going to add very little to it, and then I'm going to be using some cashews. I'm showing you again a faster way of making a butter chicken. Instead of making it a very long recipe, you're going to be able to make this very quickly. So let's begin. So in a pan at a medium flame, I'm adding a little bit of oil before I add the butter. Now this is a chef tip from my end, because once I add a little oil, I'll make sure that the butter does not burn. Sometimes our flame is fluctuating and we may not remember or realize it. So this is going to help us and not let the butter chicken burn. The first step that we are doing is where I'm going to be adding the masala into the butter, and we are just roasting it slightly. We are not letting it burn. Right, Shrishti? We are keeping it on a low flame, and then we are going to remove it out and then start with the rest of the process.
So the idea behind roasting the masala is कि हमें उसका flavor और aroma need to bring out, and also we add the masala towards the end of the recipe, so it doesn't cook on a very high heat, और आपको वो smell और जो fragrance रहता है butter chicken का, it maintains till you eat the recipe, till you eat the food.
Do the honors, please.
So इसमें you can see that there is whole green cardamom and whole black pepper भी हमने डाला है. So when you use the packet, आप contents mix कीजिए and use it according to your preference. I'm going to add a little bit.
Okay, so far what we have done is we have mixed a little bit of oil along with butter and our butter chicken masala, and it has been well roasted. It is on a low to medium flame. Please don't put this on a high flame, and we are just going to keep this aside. Then starts the main recipe, which is the gravy part of it. Let me show you how. So I'm just going to pour this into a nice bowl and keep it aside. So in order to make the gravy, I'm going to again use a little bit of oil so that my butter does not burn. I am adding the butter. It's butter chicken, guys, so we have to add butter and cooking it a little bit.
The smell of butter is so good.
I know, right? And then comes the goodness of onion. Now I am using the same pan. You know, our motto of making sure that our one pan helps us cook everything. We continue to cook in the same pan.
And it's easier that way to do cooking everything in one pan. It makes the recipe hassle-free.
Yes, and it does help overall. Many times we get really pareshan of having so many bartan around us. So this is wonderful. Now, while we are going to be sauteing the onion and the ginger garlic paste and the chilies along with it, I would suggest add little chilies first, because finally we are going to blend this together. This recipe is also possible if we are trying to make something vegetarian, is it?
You can substitute paneer, but we also have a variety of paneer butter masala. So in case अगर आप vegetarian हो and you want to purchase and you want to make paneer makhani at home, we have the option of a paneer butter masala. आप वो भी purchase कर सकते हो.
Wonderful. Into this I'm adding ginger garlic paste. And like I said, little green chilies and giving it a good mix.
Traditionally, butter chicken is more on the sweeter side, right?
It is. So many times when we want to bring in the red color, it becomes a big hassle.
Right.
But I think today we have a solution to that, don't we?
Yes.
We'll talk about that soon. And I'm adding the tomatoes. The tomatoes in the butter chicken is going to be on a higher side. It gives the sweetness, it gives the pulpiness, and at the same time the gravy is not supposed to be too thick. It's just going to have its own flavor.
And tomato gives red color also.
Yeah. But you see these tomatoes? Shishi, I think we need our add-on superhero to make this more red. So you can't really tell how red the tomatoes are going to be. So in order to substitute for that, we have a hack for you. While this is cooking, I'm going to add some cashew nuts. Now if you're wondering कि ये अक्खा क्यों डाल दिया गया है, we are going to be blending this whole gravy together. So it really doesn't matter, because when it blends, it's all going to come together and it's going to have the flavor of the cashew nut as well. Very good. We'll wait for a few minutes till this cooks well and then cool it down and give it a good blend. The next step that we are going to show you is very important, and then that will show you exactly how the gravy comes together along with the color and the chicken oozing out of it. If you notice, we have not added anything, no salt in it yet. We'll be adding our salt and this lovely mix that we have made. We are going to be adding this shortly with it. So far I haven't added anything, but I will add the salt to taste. Our next step is going to be where we are going to be slightly grilling our chicken, just to make sure that it gets the flavor of all the masala that we have put in it. And let me show you. We are adding a little bit of oil, and I'm not going to let the chicken change its color. It's just making sure that it cooks well. benefit of doing this process, your butter chicken gets ready very quickly. One chef tip here is that if you do this step and keep the chicken aside, and later on when you want to make a chicken, gravy for your butter chicken, this is going to be already halfway done. So it becomes very easy to make a instant butter chicken.
And you can have the chicken pieces as it is also.
This also helps in all the flavor of the masala get oozed inside the chicken.
So the curd makes it tenderize also.
Yes, it really does. And making sure that once the masala is cooked in it, we have the flavor coming in from the gravy as well as the chicken. We are slightly cooking it, not overcooking this. And here we go. With this much cooking, we are going to make sure that the color has not changed. And you see how the texture also remains the same.
It looks very juicy.
And it does look very juicy. And we are going to remove this in a plate and then continue to soak this inside our gravy. And then cook it with the gravy so we have the flavor coming out. So now that we have all our saman ready, what we have here is that we have blended the gravy that we showed you, and then the chicken, we have grilled it slightly, and of course we have our masala ready along with the butter. So I'm just going to bring this together and show you how we make the butter chicken. And in order to get this brilliant color, we are also going to show you what other ingredient we are using. Wait for it. Let's start with adding our gravy. This gravy has been cooked already, so if you don't cook it again, it really doesn't matter, because we just want to make sure that the moisture of this gravy is gone a little bit. So maybe 2 minutes of cooking time for this. And all I have to do is put things together. It's as simple as that. I don't think a butter chicken gravy has got simpler than this. I'm increasing my flame just to make sure that we have the cooking process done faster. You can make this on a slow flame as well. You see how these bubbles are forming? Into this, I am going to add the lovely chicken and its butter. How delicious is this? Like by itself, it's such a tasty dish. Adding some salt to it. Of course, salt to taste the way you prefer it. And I'm adding some sugar. A butter chicken gravy usually is on the sweeter side. Most of the people prefer it that way. Cook this, mix it nicely, making sure the entire gravy gets together with the buttered chicken rather. And on a low flame, I am going ahead and adding the mixture we made in the beginning. This is butter along with our butter chicken masala. And look at that. How delicious is this? Just like a restaurant dish, but made at home with lots of love, and it's not so difficult.
And butter, yes.
Okay, so in order to get the butter chicken to have a more reddish color, because it really invites me when I go to a restaurant or when I make it at home. The restaurants usually add this very artificial ganda color, by the way. So if you're looking for something which is a healthy substitute for it, let's talk about that.
So we are going to be using the Rasoi Tatva Kashmiri chili powder. Now this Kashmiri chili powder has no salt, no oil, no preservatives. It is a stemless chili powder. And the beauty of it is कि अगर आप उसको बराबर स्टोर करते हो, if you decant it in a glass jar, तो आपका color retain रहेगा for an entire year. You do not need to add any salt, no oil, nothing to preserve it. As it is, आपको pure fresh Kashmiri chili powder मिलेगा if you store it properly in a glass container. So आइडियली अगर आप कोई भी मसाले पाउडर्स अगर आप स्टोर करते हो तो इट इज प्रेफरेबल कि आप उसको ग्लास जार में स्टोर करो एंड यू कीप इट इन अ कूल ड्राई प्लेस सो दैट इट डजंट अट्रैक्ट मोर मॉइस्चर और आपका द शेल्फ लाइफ
What's the shelf life? Is it 1 year?
1 year. We give a guarantee of 1 year shelf.
Alright, that's good enough.
So I think
Let's add some. Let's show them the color now, and then let's add the masala, and let's add the Kashmiri chili, and then show to them. So let's show our audience how this color, which is also very pretty, is going to turn into the bright color. Yes. Let me mix this. And let's add a little more. So the beauty of Kashmiri chili is that it's not going to make your dish spicy. For the ones who are new in the kitchen, you will know. You might think कि इतना लाल color, it's going to make it really spicy, but it won't. It is just going to change the little bit of the color of the gravy. So now that we can see our gravy is almost ready, the chicken has cooked, and I can see some peppercorn, I can see some cardamom, and it all makes it look so rich. The last thing that we are adding to this is going to be our kasuri methi. Let's talk a little bit about our kasuri methi.
So our kasuri methi, there are no stalks, as you can see, there are no stems. ये pure kasuri methi है और ये आपको dry roast करने की भी जरूरत नहीं है. As it is, आप crush करके you can just crush it between your palms and you can add it to the recipe और it enhances the flavor. और हमने एक जिपलॉक पाउच में आपको दिया है so that आप उसको सील करके you can keep it in the fridge and it will stay for a really long time. उसकी freshness maintain रहेगी.
And once we mix it, it really does smell really fresh. So I think once we mix this, we are good to go. We are going to now pour this into our nice presentation bowl and show you how it really looks. Let's do it.
Wow.
So I'm going to tell you a secret. Shall I? Okay, I'm just going to reveal it. So Shrishti is carrying the spoon with her every time there's a tasting in the studio.
I think that is my reference.
Dekho, I told you.
Okay,
Let's
I'm
taste.
tasting it now.
The labor of our hard work, the delicious butter chicken. Good to go?
I can't talk.
You give me a thumbs up? That's all you get from her. She's busy eating.